Can one be so wise that even gods consult them for matters related to war? Well, that's precisely the story of Athena, the Olympian goddess of war and wisdom. But what was the entire myth around her? And how did she manage to birth from a headache? Let's find out. So Athena, the daughter of Zeus, is worshipped as the protector of the city of Athens. She swore chastity and, somewhat ironically, was also connected to weaving and spinning, two activities that promote harmony. Athena was superior to everyone in her two primary realms, and was stern and majestic. In fact, all Greek heroes consulted her for assistance and counsel. The circumstances of her birth were truly remarkable. It was believed that Athena was conceived from her father Zeus's head. The goddess Medusa, who is referred to as the wisest among gods and mortal men, was the lady who enabled this. Zeus heard a prophecy that Medusa would give birth to children who would be smarter than him, which was acceptable to him to a certain extent. But then came another prophecy when Medusa was expecting a child, that the unborn progeny would attempt to remove him from the throne. Following this, Zeus persuaded Medusa into letting him swallow her in order to stop it. But it was too late because she had already conceived. So Zeus got a horrible headache as Athena grew inside him. Unable to bear the pain, he asked Hephaestus to sever his head open with an axe. When Hephaestus did so, Athena sprang out of Zeus's skull, fully matured and equipped for fight. For her appearance, she is regarded as one of the most powerful and beautiful deities. Typically, she is shown with an olive complexion, dark brown or black hair, and stormy gray eyes. Because of the glitter in her eyes, people frequently compare them to the eyes of an owl. Athena is depicted as being tall, standing straight, with a full-length chiton, and clad in armor that would fit a masculine soldier. Her look is frequently read as feisty, witty, and proud. She is occasionally shown with a Corinthian helmet lifted high on her forehead to expose the figure of Nike, a Greek goddess of triumph, or wielding the aegis, which is believed to be given to her by Zeus. Many depictions show her with creatures like owls and snakes, as well as olive trees and the Gorgoneon, a magical necklace that depicts the head of the fabled Gorgon. Many people assume that the Greek city Athens got its name from its patroness Athena, but actually, it was the other way around. Athens was the subject of a highly publicized dispute between Poseidon and Athena about who should act as its patron. In order to demonstrate that he would be more beneficial to the city of Athena, Poseidon swung his trident at a rock, causing a torrent of salt water to surge up in the temple of Erechtheion on the north side of the Acropolis. Even though she was clever, Athena did nothing noteworthy. All she did was plant an olive tree. Cecrops, the first king of Athens and contest judge, discovered that the olive tree was far more advantageous since it provided the Athenians with fruit, oil, and timber, and so they chose her. Another significant aspect of her was the owl. She frequently traveled with a little owl, which she carried on her shoulder. It reflected her knowledge and wisdom while also revealing facts to her. Because owls can see in the dark, they were utilized as a symbol to enlighten Athena's blind side and enable her to see the whole truth. Seeing owls before a fight was seen by Greek troops as a sign that the goddess was on their side, since owls were also frequently connected to Athena's blessing. Additionally, the owl emblem of Athena was employed as currency in the city, with coins bearing the emblem on their backsides. The owl was still seen as a symbol of intelligence in ancient Rome, where owls were linked to the goddess Minerva, who is the Roman version of Athena. The owl has been adopted as a sign of knowledge, intelligence, perspicacity, and erudition across the Western world, possibly as a result of its link with Athena. As the goddess of war, Athena was thought to lead warriors into battle. She stood in contrast to her brother Ares, the god of bloodlust, violence, and carnage, or the raw force of battle, as the strategic, disciplined side of warfare. Unlike her conflict-loving brother Ares, she never showed signs of hot-headedness and always saw battle as a tool to pursue justice and righteousness. Because of this, the Greeks held Athena in considerably greater regard than Ares, due to her military prowess in defense, strategy, and patriotism. The ancient Greeks also called Athena Promachos, which meant a god who battles up front. The Greek mythology prohibits virgin goddesses or maiden goddesses from being married or having offspring, either traditionally or altogether, and Athena was one of the three main virgin goddesses in Greek mythology, along with Artemis and Hestia. As a result, Athena was referred to as Parthenos, which is Greek for virgin, since it was thought that she perpetually be a virgin. The Parthenon on the Acropolis of Athens, Athena's most well-known temple, gets its name from this position. Greek mythology holds that the term Parthenos refers to more than just Athena's virginity. It also acknowledges her function as a defender of ceremonial mystery and sexual modesty. Additionally, because she was a virgin, she was free to engage in warlike activities and have sexual relations with males on an equal footing. The value the ancient Athenians placed on virginity as a feminine virtue is shown in the significance they gave to the attribute linked with Athena. Athena was given the reputation of being a virgin fairly early on, even if this may not have been how she was initially characterized, as As a virgin goddess, Athena never gave birth to any biological children. However, Hephaestus' son, Erichthonius, was raised in foster care by her. According to the legend, Hephaestus tried to rape Athena when she visited him at his workshop to ask for some weapons, but the goddess saved her virginity. But during the effort, his semen landed on her thigh. Out of disgust, she cleaned it off with a tuft of wool and threw it on the earth. Gaia, the goddess who represents the earth, became pregnant as a result, giving birth to Erichthonius. Athena then fostered Erichthonius as her son after taking custody of the newborn. Erichthonius afterwards rose to fame as a fabled king of ancient Athens and one of the city's most significant founding fathers. Another story around the idea of virginity was of Medusa, a lovely priestess of Athena who had taken a vow of chastity but broke it through her union with Poseidon. Some say it was her own desire, while the others say that Poseidon raped her. Regardless, Athena chastised Medusa for her liaison with Poseidon and transformed her into a horrible hag, giving her hair the appearance of writhing snakes and giving her complexion a greenish tint. She even cursed her that her glance would turn anybody into stone. Now, onto her other myths. The most well-known myth that links Athena with crafts is the tale of Arachne, a mortal craftswoman who bragged about being more talented than Athena. Arachne was given the opportunity to repent, but when she refused, Athena challenged her to a fight in weaving. The goddess created a stunning tapestry that depicted the horrific fate of humans who had the arrogance to oppose the gods. Arachne, on the other hand, decided to focus on tales of mortals who were wrongfully victimized by the gods. Without giving her a chance to complete, Athena tore Arachne's cloth to pieces and transformed her into a spider. Arachne has so been destined to weave forever. Athena is also known for having helped Heracles complete his 12 labors, and the story goes thus. During labor number 6, Athena handed Heracles Crotola, noise-making clappers, to scare away the massive swarm of birds at a lake near the town of Stymphalos. Then, while performing labor number 11, Athena might have assisted Heracles in supporting the world while the giant Atlas went in search of the Hesperides apple on his behalf. Finally, during labor number 12, Athena might have led Heracles and Cerberus out of the underworld, and so many people regard her as the helper of the ones who persevere. With this, we come to an end for this video. If you enjoyed watching it, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on future uploads. We'll see you next time around. Until then, stay mythically mad.